All right, all right, all right. That was a little what's his name? Matthew McConaughey. All right, let's try that again. All right, everybody, welcome. My name is Jack Buchan. I am the founder of American Freedom Media. We are a marketing agency that specializes in creating digital ads and sales funnels, especially for the real estate industry, for small businesses and e-commerce. But really, this will work for anybody. Okay. So I want to go over this today because it's very impactful, and there's a lot of different ways to go ahead and run ads on Facebook, on Google, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, etc. The list goes on and on. You can always just throw an ad up there and you will get results and it'll be awesome. But the thing is that you can't really compete like that. You're going to have very high CPMs. You're going to have very high cost per click. You're just going to have very high acquisition costs and very high expenses to try and get sales, to try and get results. So the way that we actually want to go about this is the same way that we would approach a marketing campaign for a website, the same way that we look at the overall customer acquisition process. And that is essentially a funnel. Okay. So when people first come into contact with your business, they're cold traffic. They're coming from wherever they are online. They're getting introduced to you. They're having a contact point with you, and they don't care about you. They have no reason to care about you. They don't like you. They don't trust you. They don't want your product. They don't want what you're selling. They don't even want to interact with you in any way. So the way that we present that first interaction and subsequent interactions is very important and very powerful. And if you do it properly, we can actually craft the whole process from what they experience and what they feel and how their objections and their fears are addressed. And we can actually form a relationship and a friendship with the client, the customer, in a meaningful way that's mutually beneficial. This process is designed to help weed out the riffraff from the focus core audience of your dream customers. We want to make sure that the people that we're engaging with are the people that we can have the most impact on, that we can help solve their problems extremely well, and that every piece of content and every piece of information we're putting out is valuable to them, and it helps bring meaning to whatever their situation is in life. And so there's a very specific way of doing that, where to the customer, to the client, it feels organic, but it's actually highly orchestrated. There's a lot of science, there's a lot of art behind it. So I want to go over that process today. And we're gonna walk you through it step by step. At the end of this process, your clients and your customers, first of all, you're gonna acquire a lot more. You're gonna acquire a lot more clients and customers. People are gonna be significantly more trusting of your brand. And when you finally do present them with an offer, they're gonna take action with a lot more excitement and emphasis, and just like no objections or reasons why they wouldn't. If you think about like the best salespeople on the planet, when you first interact with them, they're coming at you very broad. They don't really know why you walked in their door or what you're looking for, but what they're trying to do is will away and figure out what is the one reason why you are there. What is your one objection? What's your one reason for purchasing, why you want to purchase, and what is your one objection for not doing it yet? And so that's pretty much what we're doing with this process. Also, you'll see that as we go through the process, I'll show that each step is going to get more expensive as we move customers along the funnel. But you need to understand that overall, this process is significantly less expensive than if you try to pitch cold traffic with regular direct response marketing campaigns. Okay. So let's get going here. So here we go. First of all, I want everyone to understand that this, let's get some pencils here. This is essentially an engagement campaign. So this is really important. Before we ever get going on pitching people, on having conversion campaigns, on trying to collect leads, trying to get sales, trying to do whatever our target acquisition is, we need to engage with the customer. So that's what we're doing in this campaign primarily. So starting out, number one, we're going to have cold traffic. We're going to send that traffic to an introductory video. I prefer video. It's just way more engaging. You can get so much more information in there. You can have subliminal cues, and it's just a more human experience. But if you don't have video for your business, if you don't know how to make video, I don't want that to stop you. Okay. The most important thing is taking your knowledge and applying it. So don't let the fact that you don't have the exact video that meets this exact purpose that we're talking about in your, your library. Don't let that stop you from doing it. You can do the same thing with ads, like text, copy ads. You can do the same thing with images and a combination of those two. And we also do that for clients who, for whatever reason, either don't have or refuse to make these kinds of videos. But I really think that videos are best. They're just the most engaging, and there's a reason why every single platform on the planet is transitioning to video as its primary medium for posts and what people like to see on their pages. So I'm going to present this as though they're all videos, but understand that this applies to anything your ads are, anything. Okay. So we've got video number one. We're sending cold traffic to it. Now, the purpose of this video, and we're going to talk a lot more in depth about the purposes of each of these steps and where it all leads in a little bit. But basically, the purpose of this video is to introduce your business without actually introducing your business. Now, what does that actually mean? We want people to just become aware of us. We're not trying to ask them to do anything. We're not saying, hey, buy my product. We're not saying, hey, this is what our business does. Maybe we can help you. We're not doing any of that. We're just putting out valuable content that will help a broad range of people. And if people like it and interact with it, that's fantastic. We're going to go ahead and continue to offer them more valuable content. And eventually we'll start to mix in those calls to action, and we'll start to ask them to do things and interact with our brand. But right now, we're not asking them to do anything. There's really no objective of this first video and the subsequent videos, except for to get people to view them and engage with them. And if they engage with them, that's like really stellar. So this is a video where we're presenting cold prospects with valuable content, no pitches. Listen to me again. Do not pitch. No calls to actions. Okay. We're running this with an engagement campaign with a video view objective. Facebook likes to change the names of these things. So whatever it is at the moment, just understand that it's really the same thing. So after these people interact with video number one here, we are creating a audience of video number one people, and we are moving them to video number two. And video number two is much like video number one with some subtle differences that we'll discuss in a minute. But we're showing them video number two now. Oh, sorry. I just messed this all up. So we're showing them video number two. And then the people that interact with video number two, guess what we're doing? We're showing them video number three. And the people who interact with video number three, guess what we're doing? We're showing them more ads, retargeting. We're beginning our direct response campaign here. Okay, each time you move down this line, it's going to get a little bit more expensive. So that's okay. That's fine. We're going to start here in probably the single digits to tens of cents. It depends on your industry. In some industries, this can be really, some industries collecting leads is just really expensive. Other industries, it is astonishingly cheap. So we're going to start here. Each time we're going to spend a little bit more money. But like I mentioned earlier, I want you to understand that this process is so much less expensive overall than if you just went ahead and showed them your direct response ads right off the bat. Okay. So eventually we're going to get people all the way into our retargeting, our direct response ads. Once we get people here, it's actually still not time to hit them with our offer and our calls to action, because now they're aware of us. Okay. Now they understand what we do, what we stand for, how we might be able to help them, but they still have objections. They still have fears. They may not even be aware of them, but they're there. They're subconscious, or they're very conscious. Either way, we need to address those. So that's why after this initial 3 video sequence, we are going to launch a retargeting campaign with an additional 3 to 8 videos. And each one of those videos needs to address the beliefs and objections that they have. And we're going to take 3 to 8 ad sets to do this. Each one of those is going to have a different hook and use a different angle to address what is the belief that they're holding, or what is the objection that they have that would prevent them from taking action on the offer that I'm about to make. You're going to have to put on your thinking cap here. You're going to have to get into the mind of your prospect, of your customer, which you should be doing every day anyways. You're really going to have to think, if I were in their shoes, or hopefully you have been in their shoes in the past, so that'll help you. What are all the different reasons why I wouldn't want to take action here? And you need to really get out of the box, because what you think is going to be totally different than what a mom of 3 thinks, which is going to be totally different than a college age senior male is going to think, which is going to be totally different than what a 70-year-old couple that's been married for 45 years is going to think. Okay, so you need to address all of these things. And so once we are done doing that, it's finally time to start making some money, to launch our direct response ads, to ask people to take action, and to put an offer in front of their faces. Okay. So we're going to have another 3 to 5 different angles and different hooks for our direct response ads. Those are going to be in different ad sets. And I'm going to break this down later. When I say 3 to 5, I really mean like each one is going to have hundreds within the 3 to 5. I'll explain. So why do we need to do this? Well, it's a little bit like what I discussed earlier. Not everyone buys something for the same reasons. You need to have different selling points for each reason why someone would be interested in purchasing your product or service. So I really want you to think about, why there's variations on every product. Why does everyone want to go to the Super Bowl? Well, on a surface level, you could say everyone wants to be at the game. Everyone likes football. Okay. But really, there's going to be a group of people who are parents that just want to have a fun thing to do with their family. There's going to be a group of people who are trying to get a little bit of social value out of it. They're trying to show their friends like, hey, look at me. I'm at the Super Bowl. There's going to be people who are diehard sports fans. There's going to be people who don't care at all, but it's all about the status. There are so many different reasons for buying the same single product. So you really, really need to think through all the different variations here, and try and address those. At American Freedom Media, we have a in-house psychologist, Dr. Rosen, who does this kind of work for us, because it is highly complicated. It takes oftentimes someone with years of experience, who went to school, who knows all the different archetypes of the mind to address this kind of thing. But don't let it hold you back. Like I said earlier, the most important thing is to take action with the information that you have. Okay. So if you start now, guess what? You're going to lead yourself on the path of discovery. You'll come up with 3 to 5. And then the week after that, you'll be like, oh, I just thought of 5 more because of my experiences, and so on and so forth. And all of a sudden you're the market leader. Okay. So let's look at this from a 30 still. Okay. This was a 30,000 foot view. Sorry. Need some markers here. All right. This is a 30,000 foot view. This is our 15K. All right, this is a little bit more zoomed in, but now I'm going to show you all the different steps. And yes, there are a lot. Okay. Now, what I want you to understand, I'm going to try and go through this quickly, but I want you to know that each one of these, when I say one, what I really mean is that there's ideally, in a perfect world, 100 variations of each. Yeah. 100 variations. And actually, in a really perfect world, we would test 100 variations of each every day. And we would keep the top 25%, and we would get rid of the rest. Now, that's a lot of work. You don't have to do that necessarily, but that if you want to be at the top 1%, I just want you to know that that's what's going on in their marketing department. That's what their agency is up to. Okay. So here we go. We're looking at video number 1 again. Okay. Remember, we have cold traffic coming into this. The goal of this video is to establish authority bias. Okay. We want to make that person seem like they're an authority on this topic, whatever the topic is that they're discussing. We want to make sure that we establish social proof bias. Okay. So we want other people who are authoritative figures to be ideally in the same environment as them, and making it clear that the main point of the video, the person that's talking, actually knows what they're talking about. Okay. We also want to establish a point of very, very broad value, something that appeals to many people, because like we said earlier, we're in a funnel. We're at the very top of the funnel right now, the widest point. We don't know why these people are here. We don't know why they're interacting with us yet. So we want to appeal to all reasons. All right. And then I want to add here that it's very important that this video and every subsequent video provides value at no cost. You want people, if you want people to interact with your brand, you need to give them valuable information. That can come in many forms. It could be entertaining content. It can be content that helps them in their health, wealth, or relationships. Those are the 3 main markets. And I've said this before in other videos, but we'll touch on it again. You got your main markets. And whether you believe me or not, I'm going to tell you right now, every product motivation on earth falls into one of these 3: health, wealth, relationships. And if you don't believe me, take a deep thought about it. All right. And I want to be clear, a lot of businesses can apply to one or more of these. But at the end of the day, let's make sure they're touching hands. They are in love after all. Okay. At the end of the day, you're going to want to appeal to the main one that your business applies to. So American Freedom Media offers marketing services. We actually can apply in all 3 of these, right? We can apply in health because we free up people's time. We give them more money in their business. We reduce their stress. We make their life easier and their business better. We help them get the resources that are required to live a healthy life if they so choose. I mean, that's up to them, but we're encouraging it and allowing for it. Okay. Same thing to be said about relationships. We foster the environment through good marketing that allows for both the customer, client, and the business to have healthy relationships with each other and interpersonal relationships within their life. At a 30,000 foot view, that's what marketing does for people. But really, the main motivation of marketing is about wealth. We're trying to help businesses make more money, and we're trying to help customers and clients use their money, their resources more effectively, so that everybody has an increase of wealth and whatever the goal is of the product or service that they're purchasing. We want a net benefit for all, mutually beneficial relationship. Now, I would challenge you to figure out what are the main markets that your product, service, or business applies to. And like I said, you'll probably figure out something for all 3, but you need to pick one. All right. And that is the value that you want to provide to people. Your value should be related to your main market. All right. All right. And this video, like I mentioned earlier, no calls to action. We're not trying to get people to buy anything. We're not pushing sales. We're not being, nosy. We're not being that car salesman. We're just trying to interact with people and give them something of value or entertainment or whatever it is. This should be 1 to 3 minutes in length. Now, don't get sad or upset when people don't watch it. Very few, I want to say no one, but very few people are going to watch the full 1 to 3 minutes, especially if they've never heard of your business before. But if we can get them to watch 10 seconds, if we can get them to watch, 15 seconds, well, that's incredible, because the average at the moment, current engagement that people spend interacting with a post online on social media is 1.8 seconds. So if we can get people to interact for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, that is someone who we can potentially help. We're going to take that person, capture this audience, and then we're going to move them into video number 2. All right. The goal of video number 2 is to establish the promise of our brand in a subliminal or very slight way. We don't want to come right out. I mean, we don't want to come out right out and say, you know, if you don't have this problem, get the heck out of here. But we do want to establish the purpose of the brand in some subliminal way. It's okay actually to back that up with a claim of what our business can solve, but you want to be gentle about it. This is important. And again, this is key. You need to approach this with the widest breadth of the problem that your business can solve, because we're at the top of the funnel and we're trying to appeal to the most amount of people as we work our way down. Funnels look like this, and we're up here. We are through this whole process that we're talking about today. We are pushing our customers down the funnel, and this is happy sale land where we make a lot of money. But first we have to start up here. We have to build the relationship, and we need to get people to like and trust us. Okay, people only buy from people who they like and trust. Down here, they'll buy from us because they like and trust us, and we have a relationship with them, and we provided value to them, and they know that if they transact with our business, they're going to continue getting value, because look how much we gave them without asking for anything in return. But up here, they don't like us yet, right? They don't like us and they don't trust us. So our goal is to move them down the funnel. All right. And that is why we approach with the widest breadth of the problem possible. All right. So it's in video number 2 that we want to start planting ideas of why they might be interacting with us. We can literally be like, have you ever seen someone do this? Have you ever wondered this? Have you ever noticed this? We are calling attention not to a product or service that we're offering, but we're calling attention to problems that the products or services that we have can solve, right? So we're going to plant and relate some deep buying motives in this video. We also want to leverage the curiosity bias. Okay, this is key. At this point in video number 2, this is the second time they've interacted with us seemingly like magic out of the blue. We've just shown up on their feed. They watched a video from us one time and they were like, they probably didn't even think anything of it, but their brain filed it away. Video number 2, when we interact with them, they're going to start thinking, huh, who is this person? They seem to know a lot about something that I have a lot of interest in or that affects me deeply. How have I not heard of them before? You know what? I think I'm going to follow them. You know what? I think I'm going to interact with their brand. I'm going to go to their page. Maybe I'll like it. That is what we want to leverage here. This is called the curiosity bias. This is very important. Okay, now we move on to video number 3. Video number 3 is all about multiple motivation specifics. Okay, so video number 3 is actually many videos. So like I mentioned earlier, this is like 3 to 8 videos, sometimes more. And each one of these videos is going to be catering to different buyer motivations. What are the reasons why someone might want to buy or purchase the products and services that our business sells? There's a lot of reasons. Even just for one product, a lot of businesses have thousands of products. Just for one product, there are literally hundreds of reasons why you might buy it. So you need to figure those out. You need to pick the top ones, because we don't have unlimited time in the day. So you need to pick the top, 25, 10, 15, whatever your budget and your resources allow for. And you need to address those in specific videos. And the goal is that we're going to retarget this audience. They interacted with video number 1 and video number 2. We're going to retarget them in the videos that comprise video number 3. And we're going to show them, maybe 5, maybe 8, maybe 10 videos. And each one is going to be like, hey, by the way, you're probably worried about this. Guess what? You don't need to be, because here's the reason why. Our product solves that problem. It's not an issue. and we want them to see pretty much all of these videos if we can, because we don't know if they have the problem, if they have the objection or not. So that's why it's essential that we address all of the different buyer motivations here and produce a video on each one of them with a different hook and a different angle. Now we're getting into the retargeting ads. This is exciting. It's time to start making money. It's time to make your pitch. This ad is going to have a lot of variations. Like for our clients, we would usually make, depends on the industry, but dozens to hundreds of variations for this conversion ad. Okay. This is for people who have gone through the process that we've just talked about. These are for people who started out cold and now they're warm. You don't show these conversion ads to people who are just cold traffic, because it's not going to work, guys. No one will buy. If, I mean, one or two people will buy, but very few will buy. And it's going to be very expensive if you just show this ad right here to the wrong audience. But we've created that audience, and now we're going to reap the benefits. Some people are going to buy like that. They're ready to go. Everything that we've shown them so far is good. They like and trust us. And that's just the way that they are. Other people need months, weeks, whatever it is, sometimes years, to begin to build that relationship and to like and trust us and to believe that our product or service can solve this problem. That's why it's essential that we continue producing and running those engagement campaigns. And this is, by the way, where your content social media marketing comes into play. A lot of people think content social media marketing is what produces the sales, and that is not true. Content social media marketing comes into play somewhere between this one and this one for the people that haven't bought yet. And it also comes into play at the end here, once people have purchased, to keep them in the cycle so that they purchase again in the future when it's time to re-up, when they have that problem again, or when their current supply runs out or whatever it is, and we have another opportunity to service that customer and to provide them with value. That's what the content is for, to keep in touch with them and to always be following up. Okay. The content doesn't make the sales. So now it's time to hit them with your pitch and to make a sale happen. We're going to create 3 to 5 variations of different hooks and angles that each one of these should address the different needs of all the prospects, all of the buyers. These videos should have a call to action, unlike the videos above. They should ask people to like and subscribe, to give us their email address, to download a book, to make a purchase, to whatever it is. Depends on your industry. If it's a smaller purchase, like if it's less than $100, you might be able to get people to purchase it right here. If it's a more expensive product, you may need to do a little bit more warming up. And so now might be a time to provide them something of a higher level of value that you require that they transact with you a little bit for. So you might ask them to pay a small fee, or you might ask them to give them give you their information, their email, their phone number, their name and number, their address. So you can add them to a list and follow them up that way. This is the point when you would do that. Okay. A classic example for a lot of businesses that sell higher ticket services would be a lead magnet. So this is the point when you would offer a lead magnet, or you may offer a book, or you may offer, discounted or free access to a course or whatever it is. You're not selling your main, you might sell your main product here, but if you have a higher ticket item, especially in the thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions, you're definitely not asking for them to transact here yet. Okay. And we're going to skip over those. All right. Now I want to be clear. There's going to be people that buy in conversion ad number 1, and that is awesome. But there's going to be a lot of people that don't buy. A lot of people aren't ready yet. That's why you have conversion ad number 2. And then for those people that don't buy in conversion ad number 2, guess what? You have conversion ad number 3. You have conversion ad number 4. I didn't continue it here, but they just go on and on and on and on. And each one of these addresses a deeper problem that they clearly have, a reason why they haven't purchased yet. And actually, it is okay at this point because you'll have the data on them. you'll see how they've interacted with your business so far. So it is okay to segregate these audiences and literally call them out and be like, hey, I noticed that you signed up for my newsletter, you downloaded my ebook, you watched a lot of my videos, you clearly have concerns or you have this problem that my service or product solves. What is it that's holding you back? Is it option number one, option number two, option number three? Pick one of these. Watch this video and I'm going to address this for you right now. I'm going to help you figure this out. This is basically selling at scale right here. That's what we're doing. We're winnowing down the funnel and we're figuring out step by step by step, what is the one objection? Because it's always one. It's usually only one. You got to find out what is the one objection. And with each following campaign, we're addressing that at a deeper and a more complicated level. Okay. Now, at some point, we're going to get people to either buy or they're not going to buy. We want to keep them in our sphere, in our circle, because if they haven't bought yet, who's to say that they won't buy next week, next month, next year, next decade? And if they have purchased from us, we want to make sure that they purchase from us again. And we want to make sure that we maintain that omnipresence. We continue to have that strong relationship with them. And then we continue to provide value with them. So that is when this is a retargeting campaign of value content that we're going to show to highly engaged audiences. These are essentially, for the most part, people who have already purchased from our business, or at least purchased or downloaded something free of charge. At the very least, these people should have given us their information. They should have interacted with our business. They should have called us, emailed us, texted us, done something to show that, hey, I'm like really interested in what you guys got, but for some reason I haven't made a move yet. Or maybe I have made a purchase. These are the retargeting ads that we're going to show them. They're really not any different than the retargeting ads and the cold pitch ads or the cold value ads that are up here, except for that they're being shown to a very specific and narrow audience. Okay. All right. And more and more and more videos. So pretty much this just never ends. This is where if you have content, social media marketing going on in your business, right? You're constantly posting pieces of valuable information. This video right here that you're consuming is a valuable content social media marketing tool right here. If I choose to post this somewhere that's publicly available and not just give it directly to my clients that I consult for, this would be a piece of valuable content information. This is the kind of content that you want to post in retargeting campaigns. Again, this is being sent to a highly specific, engaged audience that has already interacted with your business in some meaningful fashion. What you're going to do is you're going to take those content videos that run so well on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and you're going to run them here as engagement ads. Remember the rule of 90% value. If I could spell, that would say, it does say value. 90% value, 90% value, 10% ask. Okay. We're giving them value, true value, like above and beyond what the marketplace is offering paid. We're giving that to them for free 90% of the time. Okay. The other 10% of the time, we're asking them to take action. We're asking them to make a purchase. So these retargeting value videos fall into the 90%. We're actually paying our own money to make sure that they see this content that will provide them value. Why? Because we're trying to build a relationship with them. At the end of the day, our goal is to build a community and to build relationships and to help people. It's not to sell products or services. And thereby, that's how you sell the most products and services. Kind of funny, isn't it? It's just, that's how humans work. We're very good at sniffing out intentions. So your intentions have to be to help your prospect to the maximum level. And when they believe that and understand it, and when you believe it, that's when transactions start to occur naturally. So we're continuing to provide them value. We're continuing to build our omnipresence. Oh, and I even have the rule down here. I didn't even see that. So that is all you need to know for this ad strategy. It can get infinitely more complex, but at its very basic level, this strategy, if implemented in most businesses, would take them to the top 1%, like overnight. I mean, overnight in terms of business terms. Marketing takes a little while to take hold, but this strategy is so, so, so powerful. And it is one that even some of the top 100, Fortune 100 businesses on this planet have still struggle to figure out. If you go ahead and implement this in your business, I wish you luck, and I can almost guarantee that you will find an incredible amount of success. So I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you find value in it, and I hope that you like, share, comment, post, subscribe to the newsletter, whatever it is that I have going on at the moment, so that I can continue to give you more value, and so that I can continue to bring more success into your life. All right. Thank you very much, and take care. All right, we got to figure out how to stop that.